Hi everyone, welcome back to Stationeers Venus. Making good progress here in this. The very next big project is advanced furnace, so I really have to start thinking about that. The setup, where it's going to be, how I'm going to set it up. Um, I'm going to probably end up sticking an air conditioner somewhere in the space, and what I'm going to do with the air conditioner is the waste heat. I'm going to try and store it in a tank somewhere, and I'm going to use that tank probably to help with my furnace operations. Having like a really hot tank of gas near your advanced furnace
Waste tank, caution.
is incredibly useful, because sometimes you just need to like top up the temperature just a tiny little bit. The good thing about Venus, when it comes to advanced alloys, is that two of them are basically free. All you need is an advanced furnace and an active vent, and you can make two of the advanced alloys for free. So it's really easy to get all the advanced alloys. There's not much messing around. You don't have to do very much. 6 silicon. Where is all my silicon? Okay, it's all in here. I'm actually going to make it, and I'm going to have a look around. I'm going to have a think about it. What am I doing? I don't want to make anything. I want to pull this out. Actually, I probably do want to make stuff. Let's get this advanced furnace started anyway. So let's do this. It takes a long time to build. I mean, I'm going to keep my starter furnace because I get copper and gold for free. It's just a good way to just chuck stuff in, get copper and gold for free. I really like this little setup I have here. So any copper, gold, silver, I just chuck it in there. It's just free smelting. So no messing around, no stuffing around. Advanced furnace. I have all this space in the front here. I'm actually thinking I might try and fit it all in here. I might have to move this vending machine. There is a little bit of setup, not much. It's actually it's incredibly easy to run an advanced furnace on Venus. And I'll show everyone my setup and how it actually works. It won't be this episode. It's going to take me a long time to prep it all. I have to build a lot of pipes. I don't know what I've got in the way of resources, but I'm going to be all insulated pipes basically, and I'm going to have to clear some way. Where's all my silicon? It's all in here. Yeah, 58 silicon's not going to be enough. I'm going to need a lot of pipes. And I'm going to make a heat tank as well to facilitate the furnace. And I'll use an air conditioner to do that. I might have to boost my power array because air conditioners can draw a lot. I once made a heat tank by like.
Waste tank, critical. Temperature 5.
There we go.
Temperature critical.
Just wait for the lady to stop warning me about stuff. I once made a heat tank by running like 4 air conditioners non-stop and just dumping it all into the one tank. And I got the tank temperature really, really high, and I attached the pipes to the back of an automated furnace, and frankly, it was just easy. I could just stick hot gases in there and smelt whatever I wanted. So I might do something like that in this game here. Let's build a few more kit walls, so I definitely will make a bit more progress towards this. How many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to have to close this up. 8. So I want to make 8 of these. I'm not going to put them down just yet. I'm going to wait till I have the plastic and glass for them. That's going to cost more silicon. I have to go silicon mining. I'm gonna do that this episode. I'm just gonna duck out, grab silicon. Is there any other resources before I start mining away? So steel, iron. Iron is a bit low. Gold is low. Okay, it's basically gold. What's my copper like? Copper's low as well. So gold, copper, silicon. So I'll be searching for those resources. I can almost drill this cupboard up now. I don't actually want it here. I would like to place it in a different location. So I'm not going to go mining with my waste tanks in this current situation though. How's this going? This is another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up just a little bit of logic, probably on the wall. maybe just down on the floor here. I'm gonna have a logic switch and just a reader and a writer, just so I can actually work these machines from the outside. It's actually extremely easy to do. In fact, whilst I'm waiting for this stuff down here to cool, yeah, I'm waiting for this stuff here to cool. Uh, what the? What? Just notice out of the corner of my eye. Why is there a pipe sticking straight down? What? What? Okay, no, no, no. Everything else on hold. There's a pipe pointing in a ridiculous direction. Okay, so let's get this back into the right location. I hope. I don't know how long that's been like that for. I think it was last episode I put this in place, so I did it last episode. Why do I have a pipe left over? Um, I'm going to just quickly go inside my vacuum room and figure out whether or not I put everything in place properly. While I'm there, I'm actually going to have a look at the other corner as well. So this is not actually wasted time. I'm getting sidetracked. It's so easy in this game to get sidetracked, and I should put this advanced furnace probably away until I've decided what I'm going to do. And this is actually pretty good. By sitting in this room here, I slow down the rate at which I fill my waste tanks, which gives the gases more time to cool. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah. What did I do here? This looks right to me. Yeah, I don't know how I gained a pipe then. I'm not sure. I have no idea how that happened. But okay, so if I want to point this out that way and clear that wall completely, because I'm thinking advanced furnace could just fit behind this wall here. This is easy. I can just pluck this out, point it out that way. In fact, I can do that right now. I've got an extra pipe to play with, so I can just okay. We'll get these radiators out of the way, or a radiator out of the way. If I pluck this pipe here, and I have to pluck that one as well. Okay, can I reach it? Don't rip up the floor. Okay, we'll get rid of this radiator as well. Yeah, I can reach it. Okay, so that will allow me to put a curved pipe in the other direction. It wasn't going to let me otherwise. So I could put this here, and I can run this pipe out the door like that. No, not like that, like that. And that just creates a little bit more room down there. I'm going to go back outside and have a look what that looks like, but I think I actually want to clear that wall completely. If I'm going to be running an advanced furnace, I want a dedicated battery to it. If I'm going to be running an air conditioner, I want a dedicated battery to that. I'm thinking they're going to go on that wall. So, yeah, I'll have a think about that. I could fit a lot more radiators in this. And I think my X temperature is fine. I'm barely using my wall cooler because it's all gas capture at the moment. Later on, I'll be using the air conditioner, but I'll make it automated. So I don't have to constantly mess around. The problem is managing gas temperatures is hard. It's volatile. Sometimes it's a bit too hot. Sometimes it's a bit too cold. It's not a system that I can really. It's a very hard system to automate when it comes to cooling a greenhouse by swapping gases. It's much easier to automate just I should have been up close to the door then. I panicked. It's much easier to manage a greenhouse temperature by just having a wall cooler that ticks on when the temperature gets too high and then turns off when the temperature gets too low. But I can actually, yeah, I can automate the gas swapping as well. But yeah, I don't. It's too volatile. It's too hard to tell. I can't just take off for like an hour, then come back and rely on my plant still being alive when I come back. You can, to a certain degree, you can definitely with a wall cooler. You can't with gas swapping. But yeah, this X is like negative 130 degrees. It's fantastic. Okay, so what I was thinking here was if I could just push all this stuff to the side a bit, just maybe run these pipes. I'm not sure where. I've actually got gas in here right now, which is supposed to be cooling and isn't, so I should connect it up. I kind of want to. I kind of want to run it down here and just create even more room. This is hard to tell. I'm trying to create as much wider space as possible, so I've got room for pipes and stuff. So I'm actually thinking. Wait, how did I? Okay. I'm actually thinking I want this pipe, this whole system, to go this way, and I'll close the gap there. I can't really do that right now. I need to connect those pipes up. I got one to work with. I'm going to have to make a bunch anyway, so I should just bite the bullet and make it.
Critical.
Is there anything in here? No. Okay, I can borrow these pipes for a while just to make sure that I don't waste gas. Well, I'm not really. I'm going to rip all these up actually, so this is no big deal. I'm getting sidetracked. I wanted to set up logic to automate to have an outside switch for my greenhouse, and instead I'm ripping up pipes over here. This is pretty standard sidetracking stuff. Yeah. It's pretty standard for me to get sidetracked, to just kind of notice something and go, oh, I should do that. Okay, so just by doing this, I'm heating up my gases. What? No, this is temporary. I just wanted to rip these up without destroying any gas. This way I'm just forcing it along the pipe. Oh god, what am I doing? I actually want, you know what, I want all of that to be insulated. It's crazy. Steel, silicon, are they all in here? It's usually where I keep them. Well, there's some steel in here. I can pull that out. Where's the silicon? It's in there. Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna make a giant mess. All because I got distracted by a pipe. Why was the iron in here? What was I doing? Doors. Yeah, I need copper in there as well. Okay, so I can put the steel in there. I can put the silicon there. Let's stick some iron in here. Let's stick this in here. Let's grab ourselves a couple of doors. See, I got distracted again. Now I'm heading towards doors. Doors, I don't know. They're okay. You just pop those out. You close. That's one door. Where do I need my gold? Oh, who cares? Let's just shove it back in here. Oh, stop building doors. Okay, so I can't put that. Oh, close the door. Oh god, down to my last waste tank. I wanted a composite door. What did I make? Yeah, composite door. It just changed on me, that's all. Okay, so here's another problem. I can't put the composite door in until I rework this cable. Okay, there's lots of little things I got to deal with. I wanted to rip that locker up. Oh god. Okay, one task at a time. It's just so easy to get sidetracked. Actually, honestly, just let these go. Oh no, we'll just build two more, so I got a perfect 20 stack. Okay, I'll put the door there. I must remember. No, let's put it with my kit walls. Okay, let us get back on task. This was not the task, I know. Let's get back on the wrong task so I can get back to the right task. As I was saying, I want all this to be insulated. I want my whole queue to be insulated. I think I accidentally combusted some oxygen and hydrogen in that pipe network before. And I'm thinking in the future, if something like that happens, and I can keep the temperature will remain constant in an insulated pipe. So if I notice that there's it's 900 degree temperature, I can actually just run that straight back into my furnace. The problem was, because the pipes weren't insulated, it lost a lot of its heat. By keeping it insulated, it keeps its heat. So if I make a mistake like that again, great. Also, I mean, this helps if I'm melting ice in the furnace. It keeps the nitrogen nice and cool all the way through. So this thing's going to be moved across one space, obviously. I'm dying of thirst, of course. I'm too busy to drink right now. Let's get it. I'm trying to juggle 10 million tasks at once. I can't juggle drinking as well. Okay, let's just get this in place. Okay, so we'll just rip up these cables. What just happened? Rip up these cables for now. Honestly, I would prefer this active vent to be on the queue, not on the room. And I might start the pressure regulator further up here, like here or something. So rip these back up again. I'm not sure where that's going yet. Okay, pressure regulator. It's pointing the wrong way. Now it's pointing the wrong way. I mean, pointing the right way, but I need to rotate it. How's that look? Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so we'll try this out instead. And the queue starts here. Yeah, having a long queue would be good because it gives me a lot more capacity to work with. I don't want too long a queue because I don't want the pressure regulator right up there somewhere. Okay, so straight up. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. I mean, this rework is kind of important. What the? Shh! Don't tell anyone. Okay, let's get this right next time. This whole rework is very important anyway. I need to do this to just clear up this area. If I'm going to be putting an advanced furnace here, I need the room to work with, particularly if I'm going to have a heat tank, probably as close. I'm going to have a heat tank probably somewhere in the middle. I'd probably stick an air conditioner here and close off the base like that and have the waste pipe come out the side and just into the heat tank. And I can just run that air conditioner 24/7. I might have to up my power array, but I will. And that waste tank will just get hotter and hotter and hotter. The sooner I do that, the better, actually, because it takes a long, long time to create like a heat tank, particularly if there's an absolute ton of gases in there. It take very, very long time. But once I've got it, it becomes a fantastic little resource to use when you're furnacing. The ability to just stick some super hot gases in makes it easy. Makes it much easier. Now I want my gas capture on this side of the queue. Honestly, let's just stick it here. Yes, so there's like a bit of a walkway here. Whoops. There's two other things I want to get done before I even move on to sticking walls on the rest of the base.
Waste tank. Caution.
Oh god. Make that 3 things. I gotta deal with my waste tank. I'm gonna have to flush this pipe, unfortunately. Okay, but this is good. I just need to hook it all up to power. Oh god, what am I doing? Okay, wow. Okay, so, and these cables, honestly, I don't want to connect things up through here anymore. Okay, my weather station is turned up, so I'm just gonna jank some kind of connection in, even if it's like not efficient. I just realized I need all this cable out of the way. Especially if I have an air conditioner system over here, I'm gonna want to do the whole thing with heavy cables. Air conditioners are prone to like blowing out cables, so I like air conditioner setups to be to be entirely heavy cabled. Had a few bad experiences with air conditioners before. You'll see when it goes along, but I mean, I'm talking out loud. I'm explaining my thoughts as I go. Maybe not very well, but I am explaining them. My waste tank's about to die. I don't even have a spare oxygen tank to do things with. Let's just jank this in any ridiculous way I can and get over to my waste tank station. Actually, I can create a tiny bit of capacity by just dumping half a waste tank in there right now. I can, but, and it just sits in that pipe there. So that buys me a tiny little bit of time, and these pipes a little bit of time to cool down. I'm dying of thirst. I know. I'll deal with that later. I'm in a rush now. I want to get these cables completely out of the way. In fact, I'll probably run a cable right down that end there. It's not a glass door, it's a composite door, so I can. And I'll probably... Wait, why is that? Okay, I'm going to turn that around. And I can put my vending machine over here somewhere. Okay, I'm getting lots of ideas. I'm actually thinking right now, connecting up my entire network via this landing pad. Okay, race against time. I'm racing against my waste tank, and there's lots of other things I want to do. I had no idea I'd be doing this at the start of the episode. I had all these ideas I wanted to do, and instead I'm doing this. Why is that not working? Oh, because this is not connected. I have to connect it back through here. Yeah, this will work. This will work. Composite doors, it doesn't matter if you go through the wall like this. It only matters if you... Yeah. Okay, and... Yeah. So that's going to be ripped up. Let's figure this out. I don't want any of these cables here because they're blocking I can't put a door down. I can't have my airlock here with this line of cables here. So that definitely has to go. All this, honestly, here is all going to be ripped up. All going to be ripped up, the whole lot. Very soon. But I should make sure my machines are actually connected. So let's get these machines connected. And we're actually going to go... this is going to go like this. I got to think about that a bit. I'm sure there's a more efficient way to do this. I'll think about it later when I come over and place the door. But yeah, all this is going to go, the whole lot. This beacon, I'm going to do it now. I don't want it like this because it's hard to push the button with those rail things in the way. I want it 90 degrees. When I come outside my door, I want that to be 90 degrees. So I want it to be, yeah, like this. Actually, that's perfect. Because then the power thing is right next to power. Okay. There's my waste tank looking. Okay, it's okay. It's fine. I make everything such a struggle, don't I? Okay, so all these cables, I can pick them up anytime I want. Later, there's no rush. Is the weather station back up and running? Good. Okay, I'll pick up all those cables later. This vent, I don't want it on the roof. I actually want it connecting inside my base. So it's probably going to go right there. Which means I need to move this active vent to the other side. And if this vent's on the other side, I'm going to want this monitor on the other side so I can push the button and look at the monitor at the same time. So there's actually going to be a lot of moving. If this gas sensor, I don't know, I'll slot it somewhere in the wall where I can use it. And if I move all of this, in fact, yeah, I want this on the other side, everything on the other side, to clear this wall so I can put down things. I want a large battery here, probably 2 large batteries, one for the air conditioner, one for the furnace. Okay, I'm getting ideas in my head. It's kind of how I plan things out. I kind of jump around a little bit. I don't go in saying this is what I'm going to do. I kind of feel my way around. I think that's how most people operate. Because when you start throwing ideas around, you look at things, you just come up with new stuff. And eventually you come up with a good arrangement. This is not staying like this. As I said, this is all being ripped up, but I'm going to just leave that for now. This is all reconnected. Fantastic. Should be nothing in here, and there should be cooling gases in there. 100 degrees, 30,000 moles of CO2 at 100 degrees. What's that going to do to my tank? It's currently at 9 degrees, 30,000 moles. So I'm going to have very hot CO2 if I flush it right now. I don't want to flush it right now. So that's a problem. That's a big problem. I could just temporarily gain put more capacity in this pipe, just so I can let the gas chill longer. So if I just do that, it means I can dump like more than half my waste tank. See, I can create some capacity in my tanks. It's just equalizing the pressure with the pipe system.
Waste tank critical.
And there, I've got a little bit more capacity on my pipes. Just buys me a little bit of time, you know. And I can add to this as if I wanted to as well. It's hard to, but I can actually go straight up into the ceiling if I want to. Just that little bit of extra capacity buys me a bit of time, buys these gases a bit of time to cool to a more acceptable level. I don't want to put 103 degrees CO2 into my tank. Although it's 30,000 in here, and how much is it in here? 8,000. But yeah, it's still going to be.
Waste tank caution.
It's going to be like 45, 50 degrees when I mix them, which is not what I want. Did I leave that on? I did, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, so that's one thing out of the way. I'm not going to move this now. I can chuck that door down, but I'm not going to build the door yet. I want to get some logic in place for my greenhouse. Composite door? Okay, there we go. So I'm going to have to get some plastic and glass later for those. What are you doing here? Okay. Yeah. Silicon. Yeah, it must be one that just went flying when I was building them. Okay, so oh, I haven't even finished picking all these up yet. So what I really want is just a logic input, a logic output, and a logic switch. That's it. It's going to be a very, very simple circuit. And with that one circuit, I can actually control all the machines in my greenhouse outside. And so that's what I'm thinking. I'm just going to do right now, and then I don't have to pop in there so often. I think I put my copper in here to make the door. Yep. Get out of there. And oh, that's iron. I don't need that in there anymore. Oh, I wanted to make powered. I wanted to make table kits. Oh, I'll do that another time. I want to drill up that locker. There's a lot of things I want to do. Okay, I'm going to do this first because it's going to make my life a lot easier if I just don't have to go in my greenhouse. It's also pretty instructional for those people who are still not comfortable with the logic chips. This is an even simpler circuit than oh, it's not. I'm going to put down a lever, but I want a logic switch. There we go, logic switch. So 2 logic IOs and a logic switch. That's all. And with that, you can control any machine on the circuit. And I'll show you how it's done.
Critical. Temperature high.
Okay.
Temperature critical.
High. I really want this gas sensor to be on the same square as my sucking out thing. In fact, this whole arrangement needs to be put all the way up here so I can suck things out into my vacuum room. Or maybe into my queue. Man, I do want to move this further along. Speaking of which, I didn't hook that up. Yeah, I know, I'm getting sidetracked, but this one's important. I don't want to hook it up to there because that's my greenhouse circuit. I want to hook it up to this circuit here. This is horrible cable spaghetti right now, but I'll come and clean all this up later. Not a priority right now. Oops. Oh, I would have been fine the last one. Yeah, there's this whole area. Well, this spaghetti is going to be cleaned up. But let's get onto it. I'm half an hour into this episode. I have made some progress. I've cleared the way a bit. I've rewired my machines. I'm getting everything cleared out of the way, ready for the advanced furnace. And I've decided that is the next big project that I'm going to tackle. I was thinking of doing a few things on the side, like maybe building a rover and driving around and stuff like that. But let's just get this thing. It's going to make my life easier. As you can see, the temperature's going up. I want to get this connected before. I want to get this connected before my temperature gets too high. So I don't actually have to go in there to fix that. Okay, so I want a lever. I like these levers. I like it because I can clearly see when it's in the down position. Other people prefer switches and things like that. It's just me. I just like levers. I'm just one of my own idiot. It's just one of my little particular things. Everyone's got their own little thing. Okay, so I have connected this lever to the circuit. It actually doesn't do anything right now. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down we'll put it here. I'm going to put down a logic reader and a logic writer. So a logic reader, that's going to read the machines in my room, and a logic writer is going to write instructions to the switch. And now, once again, you kind of just hook up all the holes. I've got this line here already. Oh, 25%. I know I have to drink. Okay. Did you?
Waste tank critical.
Oh.
Temperature high.
Okay.
Temperature critical.
See my my
Temperature
lights.
high.
My lights flash off and on and off and on when I connect it up. Well, I didn't that time. But when you splice things into when you make connections in cables, quite often there's a little blackout in power. Okay, so this is simple. I've connected all the holes up, and they're connected along this line to my lever. And this is just like you don't get any simpler than this. The weather station looks complicated by comparison. Okay, the N is going to be my lever, right? Wait, the reader. No. What am I doing? I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, so the input's going to be the lever. Okay, and the variable is going to be open. So when the lever is open, okay, so when lever opens, what's going to happen? Well, first we have to get the logic reader here. So logic reader is basically saying, when the logic reader's information is true, in this case the lever is open, then send an instruction to this machine. So this is getting dire. I might do a gas swap. So I'm going to send information to my, oh gosh, which did I didn't name them.
Tank caution.
Yeah, they're both called active vent. I have no idea which active vent I'll be doing. Okay, I'll have to do wall cooler. What? Waste tank? Oh, it's fine. So I'm going to send instructions to my wall cooler. And the variable is going to be turn the wall cooler on. Okay, so N is the lever, variable open, in logic reader, wall cooler, and the instruction is on. So I'm just going to turn this and this. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly show you right now. Don't worry about my health or anything. Just look at the wall cooler. Wall cooler is off. Okay, now let's do this. Pull the lever. And now when I fly up here, it's like magic. The wall cooler is now on, cooling my room down. And of course, if I pull the lever back again, oops, pull it back, wall cooler's off. Now I can send instructions to any of my machines in there. I actually want my wall cooler on right now because it's getting close. At 50, they start dying. I can send instructions to any machine in there if I name the machines. If I name these two vents and I knew which vent was which, then I could actually send instructions to this vent here to just start sucking oxygen out of the machine. So I'm going to go in. I have to go in there at some point to name those two vents. But when I do, I can actually do all my gas captures from here. I can just change which machine I'm writing to and the instructions. So you can see the temperature's now ticking down because I got the wall cooler on. So yeah.
Waste tank critical.
Oh
Temperature
God.
high.
Yeah, and I have to change my battery, and I have to drink some water because I'm on 6% health. I was keeping track of it. I was watching it. I just didn't want to waste time. These should all be full. Yeah, there we go. Let's just fix this water situation. I just don't panic when I'm out of water. I don't even panic when my life is 10%. I'm just like, whatever. I got plenty of life to play with. Okay, I just ate and drank, so that stuff sorted out. The waste tank situation is a problem. Okay, let's see if we can actually find by trial and error. Oh, whoa, what did I just do? There we go. Let's see if I can find my gas capture thing. Okay, so let's turn this wall cooler off. That can actually honestly stay on the whole time I'm doing this. Okay. Oh, no, it can't. No. Well, we're going to turn it off. Okay. Let's turn this off. Let's change the machine. I'm going to make it. The out is going to be the one of these vents. I'm pretty sure the first vent I placed is the first vent in the list. So it'll probably be the second vent. Okay, the in is a logic reader, the out is a vent, and this time I want you to turn the vent. I don't want open, I want on. There we go. I want you to turn it on. Let's see which vent goes on. Okay, so I pull this. Yeah, I thought so. There we go. I'm now sucking oxygen out of there. If I had another console, I could hook the console up here and look at the pressure. In fact, I don't need another console to do that. Where's my data card? There you go. Let's look at the pressure in the room. Unfortunately, I'll be looking at the pressure at this square here and not the pressure on this square here. I'm not actually worried about cracking windows because the CO2 intake is still on. So there's no actual problem here. So I'm going to just turn this on. I'm going to say, now show me the pressure instead. Boop, the pressure on this square is 83, 82, and going down. It's just showing me this. So you can actually do a lot of stuff without actually entering a room at all. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here. I want temperature. Thank you. The temperature's getting ripped right down. See, it's a lot quicker than using a wall cooler. Waste tank caution, it's fine. Let's put this back into here. Yeah, I don't want to do this too long. At some point, eventually, these windows, I don't know. I think with that pumping in and this pulling out, the pressure equalizes at about 55, 60. But yeah, I'm getting the temperature right down because my CO2 is icy. So I'm going to stop doing this now. And it'll continue to fly down because the CO2 thing is pushing in. In fact, I'm tempted to just quickly change this and drop it. Let's just make sure that it doesn't go below 15. If it goes below 15, I'm in big trouble. My wall cooler is not on, so the room should be heating naturally from all the plants in there. But if it goes below 15, plants will die. It's still going down. Okay, I went overboard on the gas capture, but it's slowing down now. My biggest worry is that these plants right next to the cooler here are taking damage because it's going to be much colder right there next to, not the cooler, right next to where the CO2 is coming in. Like, what is the temperature of the CO2 I'm actually chucking in the tank? That's what I want to know. Yeah, icy. 11 degrees. So the temperature on that square there will be very, very cold. And those plants could be taking damage. It might even die. They might even just freeze and die right now. The best... it looks like it's leveling out. It looks like I'm okay. But when I go back in, I wouldn't be surprised if those plants there are damaged, that I froze them. The temperature's still going down. I need to keep an eye on it now. Oh, gosh. Okay, anyway, I'm getting sidetracked by lots of different things. Let's change this to the wall cooler for now. So this thing here controls the wall cooler. So all I have to do is come over, pull this lever, and the wall cooler will turn on and start cooling the room down. And it just makes it easier. Eventually, I'd have the wall cooler automated. I actually want to do it manually for now because there are some times when my CO2 is going to be too cold, in which case I want this temperature to rise up and then do a gas swap. And then there are going to be times when my CO2 is too hot and I'll want to make this temperature go down. So I kind of want to manually control my greenhouse for the time being, and I'll set about automating it much later on. Yeah, okay, so that's that. This looks like it's fine. It's going up now. Those plants don't look like they've died, which is good. And we can get back to what I was doing. Now, I don't need to hold this in my hand. I was going to hold this in my hand, this automatic furnace, just to see the space it takes up. So, I'll be putting it like something like here or here. I want to have a tank here, which will take up that space. like a heat tank. There'll be a large battery there, a heat tank, and probably another large battery next to the heat tank, and then an air conditioner like on this square here. But basically all this is, now I'm going to need some pipes. Now the cool thing about Venus and automatic furnaces, sorry, my warning system. That gives me a chance. I want to check this out, see if this works. Yep, they're all going off at once. I love it. My whole complex gets a warning. I just need to get a timer somewhere now. A warning timer, probably inside the base somewhere. I want to put monitors along here. I might be able to put a timer like above these machines or something, so I can just glance there and go, oh, I've got 2 minutes until the storm. But that's a project for later. Let's get back to this. So the storm is sidetracked. That wasn't my fault. That was the storm's fault. Okay, tank is going there. Now, you don't need much. All you need is an active vent, a canister storage, because I'm going to still be doing it manually. I don't do the big elaborate setups, and I don't encase my furnaces in frames. I actually have a very simple furnace setup, which is just outdoors. It works brilliantly on Venus. It requires a bit of extra stuff if I do it on other planets. But for Venus, it's so easy. I don't have to do anything special. A furnace, an active vent, a valve. I mean, if I do the heat tank, you don't even need the heat tank. I'm just going to do it because it makes life easier later on. But if you don't even need the heat tank to make all the advanced alloys. In fact, 2 advanced alloys on this planet are free, basically. You can just do them anytime you want if you've got an advanced furnace. But anyway, I'm going to have a tank here. There's going to be a pipe coming out of it with a valve, canister storage. My advanced furnace, honestly, is going to be sitting here or maybe here. And that's going to be where it's going to be sitting. Maybe a bit along to the left or the right, depending on how the other devices work. I'm not sure yet.
Waste tank. Caution.
Yeah. But yeah, this is definitely in the way, and my communications might be in the way as well. I might want to move the communications into this hole here. Well, not in the hole. I'll cover the hole up with frames, and I'll probably turn this landing pad 90 degrees so the trader appears here and my communications are there. And I don't know, my vending machine is sitting where this is. I don't know, I'll figure that later. Or I might just leave it like this and try and cram the advanced furnace in and stick the vending machine like over on this side here somewhere. So lot to decide. I didn't just check to see if that worked. It does. Good. But yeah, that's basically what I'm looking at. Saying my thoughts out loud. This is me planning stuff out. I'm going to want large battery, or large battery, tank, large battery. So the sooner I get those in place, the better. The large batteries, I mean, because I want them filling up. Meh. What can I do during this storm? $62 degrees. It's working its way down. I could probably create a little more capacity in some of these tanks. Yeah, so I've got a bit more capacity to play with now. Okay, so during this storm, I'm going to put some more walls on my base, more roofs. I need silicon for that. I was going to go mining, but I got very, very sidetracked by all the tasks. I don't want to rip stuff up during a storm in case it falls on the ground. I have got my switch in place. I'm really happy with that. I've redone this to create more space. I'm very happy with that. I would like to rip all this up and change the locations of these things over to here, but I'm not going to. Storms are cooler than the normal daytime, so I'm actually going to go through my tank a little bit slower. Oh wow, I'm almost at 45 minutes. Oh, this is on. I could be doing some housekeeping duties like refilling oxygen and stuff like that. But I did want to get these walls up before the end of the episode, so I want to make a little bit more progress. I am very close to... okay, so that needs to be moved. I'll notice that, I'm sure. When I notice that something needs to be moved, I just immediately want to rush in and move it. You know what? I'm not gonna go out here very often, or at all, really. I can always fly over the top, so let's put this one in place. Honestly, this service corridor, I kind of want to put a door here. No, this is going to be a service corridor from the outside. I'm actually going to have a wall there, but that'll be one of the last ones I put in because it'll be very inconvenient. Yeah, I'm going to have a roof here, and that'll remind me of what my plans are. Come on, get up there. Get up. There we go. Okay, so I placed down 8, didn't I? Oh, the storm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so 8 plastic, 8. I can't take anything out of my machines. Okay, I guess I could rip stuff up as long as I'm very careful. No, I can't rip the monitor. Oh, storm stopped. Fantastic. Okay, I've got no time, but I really want to get those frames done. So I've made more progress towards my base. Just placing them doesn't feel good enough. So we'll just get the silicon here. I desperately need silicon. I want to make a tank. In fact, I don't have enough for a tank now. So we want. Oh, do I? Because plastic's only. It's only going to cost 4 for the plastic. No, and 8 for the. No, the glass is going to cost 16. Glass is expensive. It's 2 silicon a piece. 6, 7, 8. Air tank glue. Do I have another one? Yeah, I got another one. No big deal. So I'm just going to put these into place, and yeah, I mean.
Waste tank critical. Temperature high.
Gosh.
Temperature critical.
Okay, I'm building glass right now. Okay, get out of my hand. How much have I got? Stop. Okay, just in time. The waste tank hitting me right at that exact moment really messed me up.
Air tank critical.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't need oxygen. Fine, we'll do that. Okay. So we've got the plastic, we've got the glass. We've almost finished. By doing a little bit each episode, I've actually very nearly finished the enclosure of my base. So I'm very close to starting some air conditioning going. I'm going to get a tank in there to capture all that waste stuff. The only reason why I'd use an air conditioner over a wall cooler is if I want to capture waste heat. Otherwise, wall coolers are just much better. I can use that X inside my vacuum room. I could just chuck some wall coolers on the side, and that'd cool the base a lot quicker. The quickest way would be to just create icy cold nitrogen and just gas swap out until I get the temperature I want. But I want that heat. I want that waste heat. I've decided I do want to create a heat tank to help facilitate, help make.
Waste tank critical. Temperature high.
Making the advanced alloys, or some of them.
Waste tank caution. Temperature high.
Oh my gosh, she just got that in the wrong order as well. It's gonna make it much easier to make some of those advanced alloys if I have a heat tank sitting by. So anyway, I'm gonna put an end to this episode here. As you can see, I've got a bit of a waste tank issue going on. I don't know if I can create any more capacity here. I'm gonna try a little bit, just a tiny bit of capacity. I'm just buying as much time as I can to get this temperature to something reasonable. 53 is actually okay, because when that mixes with the 11, it'll average out at halfway between them somewhere. So like 30 degrees or something. 30 degrees, because there's more carbon dioxide here than in there. So that's basically what I'm doing. That's why I'm delaying this for as long as possible. Anyway, everyone, thanks for watching. I'm going to end this here, and we'll pick up on the next episode. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.